When you want to operate in Spain as a financial institution, whether you are a traditional bank, a fintech, a crypto, or even an electronic money institution, you automatically need to comply with Spanish anti-money laundering regulation, especially Law 10, 20, and 10. This law requires that you verify the identity of your customers before a business relationship is established. And this is especially important when this onboarding happens remotely without face-to-face interaction. So if your business allows users to open an account, initiate translations, issue payment card, or access investment service online, you are required to verify the person's identity in a secure, compliant, and auditable way. And SEPBLAC, that's part of the Bank of Spain, oversees all those activities. We often find companies that are very aware of GDPR and PSD2, but overlook that AML compliance, specifically remote identity verification, has its own specific rules in Spain, and that's where SEPBLAC plays a central role. SEPBLAC laid out its requirements for remote identity identification in an official authorization issued in June 2017. This is a very precise document that defines what is and what is not an acceptable process for verifying a customer's identity remotely. It is the continuation of another authorization issued the previous year regarding video conference processes. To be compliant with this video identification authorization, your onboarding process must meet several technical and procedural safeguards. And this includes a complete unedited video recording the customer. The process must capture the individual interacting live to prove their physical presence. Also, both sides of the document, of the ID document, the front and the back, must be displayed clearly during the video recording, and this must be part of that recorded interaction. Also, the ID document must be captured independently, not just extracted from a frame or a screenshot of the video. SEPBLAC is very explicit about this. You must perform a separate capture of the identity document to verify and enable proper validation and future inspections. The system must ensure also biometric verification in order to confirm that the person performing the process is the legitimate owner of the ID document they are presenting. This shall also include appropriate measures to prove the physical presence of the customer during the process to prevent spoofings, deepfakes, or pre-recorded attacks that are common these days. And the process also must be validated asynchronously by a human operator. The operator shall be previously trained and will be in charge of reviewing the recording to confirm that all the compliance requirements have been met during such validation process. And finally, auditability. So the entire process must be logged and stored in a way that allows future reviewings by internal compliance teams or external regulators if needed. At Veritas, our identity verification flow has been designed from the ground to meet all those requirements. We integrate advanced capture, document capture, facial biometrics with passive and active detection, liveness detection, and full recording of the video where the user and the document are captured, all in one seamless flow that can be completed in under 60 seconds. And that's the power of combining legal precision with user experience. Because identity is the first and most fundamental control in any financial service. If the identity verification step fails, if someone is impersonating another person or using a forged document, then everything that follows is built on a false premise. That means your risk models, your fraud prevention, your transaction monitoring, they are all compromised. You could be onboarding criminal actors, money launderers, or synthetic identities without realizing that. Especially in Spain, where AML enforcement is strict and customers are onboarding remotely more than ever, this step is absolutely vital. It's not just a checkbox, it's the foundation of trust between the customer and the institution, and between the institution and the regulator. And this is exactly where Veridas brings value. Our flow is not only compliant with SEPBLAC, but it also helps clients onboard more users more securely and with higher confidence, all while maintaining a smooth digital experience. That is such a critical question, especially in an industry where innovation often moves faster than regulation. Let me be clear, not all video or biometric processes are SEPBLAC compliant, even if they look secure or if they comply with the regulation of other European countries. Many providers, especially international ones, use what they call lightweight KYC methods. Upload a selfie, scan your ID, and then you're in. That might be acceptable in some jurisdictions, but is not enough under SEPBLAC law and Spanish video identification processes. For example, if you are extracting a frame from a video to comply with the ID document storage requirement, that is not compliant. SEPBLAC requires a separate capture of your ID. If you only ask the user to show one side of the ID, unless it is a passport, you only have one side there, you are breaching the requirement to display both sides during the video. And if you don't record a video where the user and both sides of the ID document are shown, then again, you are failing to meet the standard. There's a false sense of security in these simplified flows. They might feel modern and fast, but they don't offer the legal warranties required in Spain. That's a risk both for the company and for the users. Non-compliance is considered a serious infringement under Law 10/2010, specifically under Article 52. Penalties may include fines starting at 60,000 euros and potentially going up to 5 million euros or more, depending on the institutional revenue volume. Public and private warnings, which can severely damage the institutional reputation, and even a temporary suspension of the license to operate in Spain. We've also seen cases where institutions had to re-onboard thousands of customers after regulators ruled that their original process was invalid. That's not just costly, it can undermine the institution's trust, operations and market reputation. And there's another risk. If your process fails and you are onboarding customers through invalid identity verification, any activity they do, from account creation to transactions, could be challenged retroactively, and that creates legal uncertainty. Being SEPBLAC compliant gives you legal certainty, operational security, and most importantly, it builds trust with your customers and with the market. A well-designed compliant flow helps you reduce onboarding friction, protects you from synthetic identity, fraud, and deepfakes, ensures you are ready for audit and regulatory inspection, and allows you to expand in Spain with confidence. Too often, compliance is seen as something that slows innovation, and that's a false belief. We've shown that you can have a process that's legally bulletproof and frictionless at the same time. In highly competitive sectors like fintechs or crypto, being able to say we are SEPBLAC compliant from day one gives you credibility and peace of mind. Veritas offers a fully SEPBLAC compliant identity verification flow, used today by over 20 Spanish institutions, including major banks, insurance companies, payment providers, neobanks, and cryptos. And that's what sets us apart is our dual approach. We combine cutting-edge biometric technology, built 100% in-house, with deep legal and regulatory expertise, working hand in hand with compliance teams. We guide clients through the entire process from initial design to regulatory audits, working with your own legal teams if needed. That's why clients trust us not only for accuracy and performance, but also for legal clarity. When you work with Veritas, you are not just buying technology, you are choosing a partner that understands the full picture and helps you grow safely and confidently.